good evening and welcome to another edition of the Ohm Service Live. Yay! With me, Marky Mark, we've got BFG, we've got Betty Dilligaff Porter, and we have a special guest.
Hello.
This is Andy from Essence of Vapes. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. Hope we're doing well this fine, lovely evening.
So, how are we all?
I'm on a loop.
Before we go any further, hello to everybody on the replay and hello everybody in chat as well. There, that's it. I've done for the evening. Right, thanks very much. You all right then?
Not so bad. Not so bad.
Oh, we're not talking now, BFJ.
Oh, we are talking, yes. Fabulous, darling.
All right,
Fabulous.
I thought it was the I'm just going to keep quiet now.
No.
Because I was taking the piss earlier on.
11.
Fuck off.
So how are we, gents?
Just started, he's got me swearing already. Shocker, isn't he?
Nothing to do with me.
Was.
Don't look at me.
It was him.
Hold on a minute. I need to check.
No.
What have I done?
I don't know. I feel like this is now Open University challenge. This.
Scumbag College. Awesome.
That's me screwed then.
It's either that or Celebrity Squares.
Oh, God.
Come on then, BFG. Say hello to chat.
I'm poking you up the bum.
Quite like that.
Well, that brings floofing to a whole new level. Right.
Graphic.
Let's see who we've got. We have this evening some fat bloke called BFG. Mr. Richards, good evening, sir. How are you? Mr. Doyle, good evening. Cicero, good evening, dude. Free Ride Vapor. J. Jerry, good evening. John Vaping Joker. Oh, Des has just popped in the back door, as has Dion. Good evening.
Fist bump.
We got J. Jerry, I think I did mention him, but it's worth mentioning again, as is John Vaping Joker. We got Mark H. Evening, dude. Hope things went well in the shop today. We got Danny, the MBK Vapor.
Danny!
He is with us. Some geezer called Nightbot, he keeps on stalking us. Sam M, good evening.
Oh, he's not about working. Oh, that's good. It's another button I've pressed that's right. Hey.
I know we've got Dawn W in. Good
Dawn
evening, love.
W's in. Huggles.
Big Huggles. Paul Denby, sorry. Good evening.
Paul Denby.
And last but by no means least, Vapor Queen Becky, who was one of the first in chat this evening.
Huggles.
I was first in chat and you didn't even mention my name, you bastard.
I don't have to, because you're there.
You mentioned your own name.
Yeah, you did.
In a derogatory manner.
I'm in the huff now.
Oh, God. Princess has landed.
Oh, no need for that, Baldy.
Oh,
You
Oi,
started it.
your crown's slipping, Princess.
And Crystal was second in chat.
It's got the silver sparkles in it, though, so...
Oh, you sexy beast.
Yeah, at least I can dye my sparkles. You just need to shine yours up with a cloth.
Nothing wrong with a quick polish.
Certainly not. You got your own personalised chamois leather.
Andy's sitting there saying nothing to you. He's like, I'm not taking the fucking hat off.
This is staying on.
Oh, were you a little bit thin there, Andy?
Thin.
Yeah.
If
I don't think I've
took
ever
my hat off,
I've never seen you without a hat.
and you never will.
In all the years that I've known you, I have never seen you without a hat on.
And that's how it's going to stay.
There you go.
Oh,
This hat stays firmly on. I don't like having no hair. I just look awful.
we've got a couple of others. Stevie, Black Country Vapor, and Jasper. Huggles.
Hey, Andy, take the fucking
Jasper!
hat off.
Oh, he's Bumblebee.
No need. Adam, Retro Vape TV. Good
Fist
evening,
bump
sir.
and Alan.
Dear God. I'm trying to see who else we got. I know Wayne's in, I think. Wayne Sterling. Good evening, sir.
828's in. Fist bump.
Kev, dude. And I think we've got everybody. I hope we have. If I've missed you,
Did you
sorry.
say hello to me yet?
Betty.
Betty, hello.
Hello.
Hello, boys.
Hello. Betty, I've got a serious question though. How's Jules?
Well, when I came up the stairs, she was, her and the Ray were snuggled up on the couch, fast asleep.
Oh, bless her.
She's in a fair bit of pain. Both of them are in a fair bit of pain today. Ray went in for her hernia operation this morning, so she's feeling sorry for herself, and Jules had to take a little bit of morphine because she was basically up all night. But her emphysema was giving her coughing fits throughout the night, so it was kind of affecting her collarbone as well with the coughing. So yeah.
So basically, she's asleep, is she? Yes. That's all right. So if you drop a clanger, you're not going to get in shit.
Good evening, Gailey Bops.
Huggles, Gailey.
Adam Stone, good evening, sir.
Fist bump. I think that's about it. I think that's everyone. It's got to be.
I'm hoping so.
People on the replay, hello to you as well. I was going to say hello to them.
Oh, yes.
Gailey says she'll tell her. You're going to get
Fair?
harassed.
No, that's no fair.
It's not fair, that, is it, really?
What happens on Zoom stays on Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. So, have we got any news, guys, or anything exciting? Because I haven't.
There's
Not really.
been a lot. No.
The vaping world seems to have gone into a very sleep.
Yeah, it's gone into a slight doze, hasn't it?
It certainly has. I mean, there's nothing major being released or anything that I've seen that's really worth to have a look at.
I was a little bit concerned to a certain extent because I watched your latest review, that disposable pod, and when you were saying in the review that the Chinese manufacturers saying the next big thing is the disposable pods, I'm like, oh,
it's true. You wouldn't, but I was talking to quite a few of them. There's been a live chat going off on LinkedIn, and you would not believe how many Chinese companies are betting their odds on disposable pods.
I hope them things are going to be recyclable.
That's the thing. It's sort of like how recyclable. They're supposed to be recyclable, but how recyclable? Because you've got a battery in there, then you've got your obviously remnants of juice, and then you've got your plastic in there. It is a bit of a tough one. And since we're supposed to be in a world now where we're being told to reduce this plastic as much as possible, and China is pumping these out.
Exactly, yeah.
It sort of like contradicts what sort of like the world is kind of saying about plastics at the moment.
Yeah, where do you pop them in? Do you pop them into a recycle bin? Do you have to put them into a special battery bin in your local supermarket?
The ones that I've been having, I've been putting them into the battery. At supermarket where you got your battery.
Yeah.
That's where I've been putting them because they've got lithium batteries in.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's me. Fucked wifey's woke up. Nobody tell her what. Nobody in chat tell her what I was saying earlier on.
No. I know nothing.
You love her very much and hope she's rested.
So, what do you guys think to this disposable lark?
I'm not a fan. Not a fan. They're great for the for the starter. I can fully appreciate it, but the environmental impacts. Is it really worth it? And on a related note, did any of you three see the story about the masks?
No.
There was a knee-jerk reaction with the PPE and Corona and the masks and everything. You know the blue ones?
Yeah.
There's now concerns that if, they're littering all over the place.
Yeah.
But they've now done further testing, and there are concerns about heavy metals and things leaching out the masks from the plastics and the way it's actually built.
Oh,
if they're submerged in water, so they think there may be an issue
Haribo,
that we're going to face later. Haribo!
Wait a minute. Those are not specifically designed masks for diving.
No.
Yes.
Why the fuck would you get? Why would you get your mask wet? Hold on, I'm going for a swim bit with my fucking mask on.
No,
These people throwing me. Honestly, you won't believe it. There's a place where I park when I go to work at Worksop, and Canal. There's loads of them. You won't
see
believe
the
it.
odd
So
few
how
round
the
here.
heck did they get there?
Lazy buggers. It's the same you get. I mean, you walk out of supermarkets as well. You get back to your car and they're literally blown in the wind.
Yeah, they are around here. There's quite a lot of them that are planted around the seafront. I mean, I think on one occasion we had a couple of seagulls at least fighting over one of them. But again...
Oh, yeah, you're in Blackpool, aren't you? Yeah, Jan's
the wildlife's getting hold of them as well.
Jan's from just up top
wait a
of
minute. There's two types of wildlife in Blackpool.
There certainly
With
is.
wings. And the night... No, we won't go there. No, not the night ones. That's completely different as well.
What, you mean the badgers?
Yeah. Specifically the badgers. That's where I was going on that one.
Bless you.
Makes a change for hedgehogs.
Nah, I wondered when that would crop up.
I was getting in there quick, Andy.
Yeah. Lord Hedge de Milk.
I can see what
Very
night
strong.
this is going to be.
Lord Hedge.
As I was saying, Andy, my wife is from just further up north. She's from actually Lancaster.
All right. I've only been there a handful of times, to be quite fair.
I think it's the same vice versa. She's only been to Blackpool a handful of times. She ended up more at Morecambe than anything else.
Yeah, I've never sort of ventured that far yet. I usually just sort of stick around this area, go for my long walks. But I only venture that far if I need to.
You can't beat the flying handbag.
Ooh.
I'm just laughing at Gailey's post.
What, wallpaper?
Oh.
Tell the story now, Andy.
Now you're going to have to tell us.
There's literally no story behind it. What it was when I eventually got round to wallpapering this room, because I had my camera in such an angle, I thought, well, the top of the room you're not going to see, so I never bothered actually cutting it in until a certain picture cropped up and you could actually see that I hadn't cut it in.
It looked like the Gotham skyline. The
Yeah,
only thing it was missing was the bat sign.
I didn't notice it at first until I got the first comment. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Did you buy some border paper just so you could put it around the top?
I just couldn't be arsed. I still hadn't got round to doing it yet.
He's going to lower the ceiling. He's going to lower the ceiling. It's easier.
Yeah.
Just make sure that camera's facing downwards.
Stays at this level. It doesn't point upwards. I keep meaning to do it, but something else crops up and it's like, yeah, it'll be all right. No one's going to see it.
And then someone does.
Yeah, on a certain picture that I just didn't think through, and that was the first thing. Look at the top of your wallpaper. Oh.
The shame.
Shame. Shame.
It's not his wife. It says things like that to him. Andy, look at that ceiling needs painted again.
Yeah.
No need. I say.
What have we done now?
Yeah.
That's dirty sex talk round this end. That ceiling's a disgrace.
Oh yeah, I'm on it. Don't worry, love. I'm on it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll sort it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just don't go. Oh, you can get rid of them cobwebs while you're there.
Oh, I say. So, Andy, given we've
Watching
There's so many
Graham
people going
Norton?
Graham Norton.
I am not.
How dare you?
Cicero's in America, and his friend walked by and he thought he was listening to Graham Norton's show, hearing all our wonderful British accents. Hello,
Oh,
Cicero's friend.
I would hope we're a little more manly, but
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, a little bit.
Haribo, I'm not trying to say something with the t-shirt.
I love that
Well.
T-shirt. It's absolutely fantastic. That.
A Porter
cracking.
original. It's fabulous. He's lovely.
That's what. Wait a minute, that's better.
I've got me American one on.
And Andy's got his sussies on.
What you the ones you bought from Wish?
hey, if it's from Wish, it fits surprisingly well. Like most stuff you get from... No, that's a completely different conversation.
Oh yes, not on here.
Save that till later, because we normally go through the wish list when Steve and Mark and I are on. We normally sit here for about half an hour after the show, pissing myself laughing at all the new stuff that's on Wish.
Yeah.
And we
It's
come-
also the
we
reviews that
normally come
people
off
give.
and Steve orders it all.
Big guns, big bum.
It's lies. I don't.
Oh, lies.
It's not lies. You do. You show us all. It's all like, oh, look at this. It's tripled engines in it and things like that. Yeah.
I still reckon that thing was for peeling spuds and not for what they said it were for.
Yeah, that
It
would have
was
been.
feeling something.
You definitely peeling.
Because it certainly made the fucking eyes water. That's what fucking...
Well, you're not kidding. So, Andy, come on,
No.
mate. Here's your shot. Give yourself an intro. How would you describe your channel?
At this moment in time, the channel is, I would say, currently small. As we know, but trying to put reviews out while you're trying to hold down a full-time job can be extremely difficult. And that's basically what I'm doing at the moment, with working anywhere between 12 to 13-hour shifts a day.
What do you do?
Believe it or not, I work in a dairy. It's a cheese manufacturing warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
I love
And
you.
we deliver all over the UK and certain parts of Northern Ireland
Yeah.
and Scotland.
I love
Chocolate
you.
milk.
Cheese.
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 He makes cheese, Gromit.
Well, I just dispatch it. I'm not actually in the main sort of hands-on. Well, I can be from time to time. It's a challenging job most days. A lot of heavy lifting involved, but yeah, it's one of them. Pays the bills.
Do you enjoy it? That's the main thing.
No,
I like his honesty.
believe me, I've met some great people there. It can be quite a laugh on good days. I mean, I do enjoy the place. It is good.
What made you come back? Because there's been quite a few reviewers that have gone away for a while and then all of a sudden come back. So what made you come back?
Yeah, it's when I was doing the other channel, the tech channel, everything, I was still on the vapes and I was still looking at vaping devices and, like all the shinies and stuff like that. And I just sat down one night and I thought, do you know what? I actually miss a whole scene. The looking at devices and putting them out there on YouTube for everyone to have a look at, to try and get new people onto vaping and off the cigs. I thought, do you know what? I'll make a return, because I've been away for, I think it was just over a year. Because obviously I was doing the Instagram artwork for a while, since 2017. And the tech channel was doing all right, but when you're doing stuff like that, it was difficult to find all the time to do that. Because obviously a lot of stuff's that expensive. I was buying a lot of the stuff in. And always at the back of my mind was the vape scene. I was constantly using them, and I thought, I just miss the old scene, and I thought, yep, okay, I'll just make a return just out the blue. I won't even announce it. I'll just do a quick 30-second video, and I'll post it and, see what reactions I would get from that. And
What with you being
I've
what with you
actually
being
been
away for a while and then obviously coming back? Have you set out a plan? Is there sort of like, I'm not going to do what I did previous. I'm going to change it around or anything like that? Or was it, no, I'm just going to feet first straight into vaping and reviewing?
I actually wanted to have a plan in motion because I wanted to have a certain style of doing videos instead of, I wanted to sort of take some elements from the tech videos and then bring them onto here, like the close-up shots, split screen and stuff like that on the channel. I didn't really set a target in mind. I would have been happy around 50 subscribers because the tech channel was around 20 because that was the old vape channel when I was under Essence Clouds. But the reason I didn't keep that name was all the tech overwrit everything.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll start again. I'll start from the bottom and work my way up. I'll select a different name, new channel, and I'll start afresh and just keep putting content out and, you know, see if it gets any views and how many comments and likes it gets. And it's doing surprisingly well. Because
I'm enjoying. I've got to admit, I'm not blowing smoke up your bum, but I'm enjoying your videos. I really
the last
am.
YouTube video I did was 2016 on the very first channel. I never sort of found myself as a face on camera person. I was never comfortable with sort of sitting back and looking at myself in camera. That's why I stepped away and started doing the Instagram artwork, because you saw the artwork and not me. But then something clicked it back in my mind. It's like, well, sod it. If you don't like the look of you, but just won't watch your videos. So I thought I'd come around and just be me instead of having, trying to, I don't know, put a persona on, try and be a funny guy and trying to make out I'm something that I'm not. I thought, like I did in the tech videos, come back, be myself, and if I fluff up doing recording, I'll just keep it in.
Yeah.
And I have done quite often. I've mixed my words up. And I think I'm getting to the point where I'm sort of the Jay's 2 cents of the vape scene, where certain words don't come out the way they should. And I just laugh at myself and just keep going. It's the enjoyment. I just love doing it now.
So what's your flavour of vaping, Andy?
Ooh, good question.
Are you a mech man or a...
I'm more, shall we say, I do like my mechs, don't get me wrong. I've only got a couple of them. I don't use them that often. I'm more for a sort of regulated type. I prefer that added safety, to be quite fair. And I do like my stock coils. I can be in one of them moods where I can be rather lazy because I've been away for that long. To try and wick an RCA, it's just not happening at the minute.
Oh, bless you.
They either get dry hits or it just pisses out everywhere. But I do like the ease and convenience of stock coils. I don't mind pod mods either, because when I go for long walks, I like something that's light and convenient, just to pop in your pocket, really, instead of carrying a massive dual battery mod around with you. I'm quite partial to them.
You'd be surprised how many people are going that way. A lot more people nowadays want smaller mods.
They have got their place in the market, to be quite fair. I mean, I do like them. They're convenient. I mean, if you can get the small mouth to lungs, they're ideal for just tooting around in the car. I use pods on my way to and from work. Because obviously you don't want to blow massive clouds. And with the police presence up here at the minute, the last thing you want to do is blow a massive SoulOhm cloud out your window and get the attention of the local bill.
Don't you believe it, son?
I'm just trying to find a link to put a link into Andy's channel.
I've already. I'm already on it.
Oh, he's on it.
Yeah, I'll put it again in chat for you.
I do like my RDAs as well.
I've done it.
So obviously, what with you being away from the vape scene, have you noticed a change?
To be quite fair, I have noticed a big shift in the way the market's going. I mean, since I've been away, I didn't really keep up that much with the sort of trends, what was new and what wasn't. But I have seen to see a lot more pod systems are coming out and a lot more all-in-ones are coming out now. There's not many single or dual battery box mods. Even if they are, they're still sort of hanging around the 18650 mark. And not a lot of them are going for the bigger style batteries. But I am seeing a lot more sort of pod mods as well. There's a lot of them cropping up.
I think a hell of a lot of pod mods, AIOs, and if you're going for big batteries like your 21-700s, they're always a single battery.
Yes, I've also seen a lot of these little pod tanks as well making a sort of a crop up every now and again. Sort of like the ones from Vape, which basically it's a tank that's just made out of plastic.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've just picked up the Drag 3.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
It's a lovely little mod.
I
Cracking.
do like the look of it.
My only growl about it is it's so damn thin because you're limited to a 25mm.
It's exactly the same as the Argos, isn't it? But saying that, you're talking about Vupu. I was looking at the Argos version of the Drag. And you know something? That looks way cooler than the Drag.
Argos?
It's called the Argos, yeah. It's a single battery. It's exactly the same as the Drag S or X.
Right.
But it's a lot cooler. It just looks a bit more manly. You won't believe it. Honestly, I was looking at it the other day and I'm thinking, God, that looks well cool, that.
What,
It's just almost got a lightsaber look to it.
See, I like mods that stand out. That's what attracted me to the Oxford Origin. It's just the way it looks like it's just encased in marble.
Yeah.
It just looks great.
They're a fantastic mod, they are. They really are.
Oh, yeah. To be honest, the coils are impressive. Very, very impressive. They're on a par with the PMP coils.
All right, Bunny, I'm sorry. Argus.
Argos GT.
Argos. I said it right in first place, love. Argus.
The thing is, I've got two of them here and I don't know what the hell I've done with them.
Well, you've got the Argus single coil?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I think they look ace, considering compared to the actual Drag X, or Drag S, because they're basically the same mod.
I've got the Argos GT and it looks kind of meaty, to be quite fair. It barely gets used.
See, the thing is, though, I mean, when we had the dual battery mods, you had that size and scope for it to be a bit meaty and look a bit different. Yeah, but now we're down to the pods. They just look so samey.
Love you, sweetheart.
Do you even vape, bro? I mean, Mick.
I mean, I must say, I'm impressed with the way the industry's progressed since 2016. I mean, I've got an old smock tank behind me still in its box. Is it the VCT or the GCT? One of the very first cloud chucking tanks, they called it. I think that was launched before the TFV8 made an appearance.
I think the big changer was obviously Freemax with the mesh coils.
Oh, yeah, they were.
As soon as mesh coils,
coils,
I think that it was a complete and utter game changer for stock coils. Was the mesh coil.
The flavour you can get. I must admit, I mean, if you ask anybody what I like with mesh, I just don't get along with mesh at all. If it's in a stock coil, I'm fine. If it's building on an RTA or an RDA, there's 99% possibility I'll get a horrific dry hit from it no matter what I do.
I've got to admit there's a couple of ones that I've used. I've not had dry hits. One was the what was it called? My brain's gone dead. Steam Crave. Both of the Steam Craves, the Aroma Miser V2 and the the other three, they've all got the mesh deck. Yeah. I've never had a dry hit from them ever. But they've got a really good control on the juice flow.
Yeah, the Extremizer was quite nasty on the part of dry hits because it's a case of one of them tanks. It's vaping the juice quicker than it can actually wick it. So I thought I'd try and be clever and put it up to max wattage of about 100 watts.
I think I got up to 200. Was it 200 watts on my review, and still never got a dry hit?
Oh, believe me, it was like vaping a sock. It was that harsh. I was coughing for literally half an hour.
Me personally, I think stock coil mesh is the way to go.
Mesh and the stock coil
to rebuild
proper.
It.
Because don't forget, if you're going to put them in an RT or an RDA, the amount of cotton you've got to physically put through that.
Also, you've got to have them at a lower wattage as well. And that means it's a cooler vape. Whereas I like a warm vape.
I don't mind the odd cool vape every now and again, but like you, I prefer a slightly warmer vape rather than a cool one. It just doesn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah, because I think it was the profile, wasn't it? The Tofo profile. It was that recommended the highest wattage was around about the 60 watt mark. I think it was.
Yeah. I think the Kylie M was sort of similar in wattage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, the Kylie M. I never had to dry it from that either.
The Kylan M that I had ended up in the bin after a week. I could not get to grips with the wicking it at all. And fuck that.
Yeah, you either got a dry hit or it pissed out juice.
See, I was lucky. See, I learned how to use it. So, like, once you've got your cutting in the actual arc of your coil, you squeeze it up and trim down either side, and less is more with actually the M. So you just tuck them actually just into the actual well, and that's it. That's all you need to do.
I'll just give that a go because the mesh coils are all right, but they're very, very fragile. And if you're building in an RDA or an RTA deck and you've got to cut it at an angle, unlike me, there is a slight risk of sort of taking a bit of a trim off your coil as you're going down with the scissors. Also,
another downside with mesh as well is when you pull your old cotton out that's ready for changing, you've got a chance of damaging the actual mesh then. So it's sort of like, I'd rather normal round wire coils or alien coils.
The only way you get around that is actually loosening off the clamps and taking the mesh out. And start them again from scratch, but it's a lot of faff, to be honest.
Yeah. There is, they're very, very fragile. There's nothing to them.
No, I think the best place for mesh is in a stock coil, me personally. If you're going to build an RTA or an RDA, have proper coils.
Yeah, just stick with proper round coils. Because, again, they do have the place, but I don't think it's in rebuildables, to be quite fair. So they are too fragile and there is a lot of faffing around.
How were you getting on, BFG, with the Tofo one?
Loving it.
Because yours is basically you're making an actual coil, like a stock coil, aren't you?
Hip Hop Juice is in chat.
Hip Hop.
That SMRT kit is just superb. You would have to seriously try and cock it up.
So how many devices it goes in? It goes into it's compatible with GTX, isn't it, for the Vapor SO? PMP.
And the Watofo stuff.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's a no-brainer, that one.
I tried it in the X before George got it. That worked a treat. Absolutely brilliant. And such good flavour off it. In fact, I was using it as the backup when we went round York the other day.
All right.
So, because the boost is starting to show its age and is sucking my batteries dry.
Really?
Alarming rate.
I'm glad they said batteries.
Not the only one.
Betty, we're only talking about an 18350. Don't worry.
Wait. Hi.
What do you did you want?
No need, gentlemen. No need. I could have taken the hard on.
You could have. Well, I said 21,700.
Imagine the boss you get from that.
I'm sad. No, I mean, in terms of rebuildable stocks, the mesh is the way to go. But I mean, I agree with Andy. If you're rebuilding an RTA, you just can't beat round coils.
You can't.
I thought it was just me being old-fashioned and just not accepting mesh coils coming in.
No.
It's not just me.
I mean, I'm an RDA. I mean, I've got a stock coil in here at the present moment.
Wrong with stock coils.
Well,
I
think the problem with stock coils, I'm a Yorkshireman. And I'm a bit tight-fisted.
I'm a Yorkshireman.
I'm tight-fisted.
Yeah, so am I.
And £4.50 for a coil is expensive for me.
Big guy, don't get a triple pack then.
I mean, to be honest though, I am a big fan of flat NI80. Always have been on the max, but you know.
You see, I like my flat wire. I really do, especially when you're using like the Goon. Oh, it's lovely. Lovely stuff. 21 gauge flat wire. You can't go wrong with that.
But I mean, have you noticed the Clapton buzz seems to have finally died a death?
I think the reason for that is because, like anything with China, they got on board and now it's just mass produced. You can just pick a pair of coils up from anywhere nowadays.
That's it. I mean, does anyone actually remember the craze when Clapton wire first came out?
Oh
God, it was all the rage back then. Everyone was talking about it. Everything was Clapton wire.
That was normally the first question, weren't it? What you got it wrapped in?
Yeah.
28, 30. Gordon Bennett.
I can't remember what tank was it first to have Clapton wire in it. I know there was a stock gun. Was it one of the Smock RBA decks that had Clapton wire in it? It had a chem with a Clapton coil. Sure it was.
Oh, was that the
TFV8, I think it was.
Yeah.
They actually shipped with one, didn't it?
Yeah, it came with. It wasn't a large Clapton coil, but it was still a pig to fucking wick. It was a nightmare.
Oh, dude, at least it weren't as bad as that horrible tank that came with a Kanger box. And you literally had to have a sliver of cotton to go through that bloody coil. Oh,
At least we're not going down the craze that Smock did ages ago with, he had quad coils, sextuplet coils, and you had
Oh, they're still doing that. I mean, what
they had
were
an
they
8,
on?
was it an 8-core coil they had at one point?
Oh, they've had more than that now. I think they're on 16s, aren't they?
Jesus.
Yeah, but they look like the arse end of Battlestar Galactica.
They're that big nowadays. They're as big as an RDA. Just the coil head is that massive.
That's crazy.
But it's clever because obviously with the wattage wars, when we had the wattage wars going off, they got bigger coils, so you needed more wattage.
Yeah.
I fought with your father in the wattage wars.
In the wattage wars. He wanted you to have this.
Brings out a nice TFV8.
Hands him a cricket. A more civilized mod for a more civilized time.
Just be careful with it.
It's
This
a
is
bomb.
This is not the mod you're looking for.
But the rate of that thing, that would destroy the Death Star.
Oh man, I mean, this is the thing, Andy. Sort of 2016 to now is a big jump. I know you've done the tech reviews. So what do you think's progressed more, the tech or the vape?
I would have to say, I think the tech side of them have sort of evolved more because obviously more sort of mods are coming out. They're all having different boards, different chips. They're all completely reprogrammed. Or, I mean, take, is it SX Mini? With their chips, and also Voopoo with the Genie chip as well. A lot of them are getting more intricate and more technical than they used to be back then. Because obviously the tanks, they're still staying the same. It's still a stock coil, glass, cotton. You can't really do much with a stock coil tank. But it's the actual devices themselves that seem to be moving a bit more forward in tech. Because a lot of them now, you can pop on a tank and it'll recognize the ohms of the coil and select the correct wattage for what you're vaping on.
But
Depending
also,
on
I
what
mean,
ohms you've got.
I've noticed a lot of companies now, so like, are ditching things like temperature control.
Yeah, yes.
A lot of people are ditching that when once upon a time, 2016, it was a big thing then.
Oh, yeah. Temp control was a big thing back then. I think it was mainly due to the fact that you could avoid the dry hit, which was a bit of an offside to using temp control. But nowadays, it's very rare you see devices with temp control on them now because it's really not needed.
No. I go like this and say, me tank's empty. I better not vape it. I might get a dry hit.
Oh yeah.
That's what I do. That's temperature
That was the thing
control.
with temp
That.
control. If you didn't get any sort of flavour or vape from your tank, you thought, "Ooh, am I running out of juice?" Yes. Rather than just looking at it.
You can imagine one of them charts, can't you?
Yeah.
You know, go down here.
So put your tank next to it. Is that nearly out? I don't know.
Is the tank empty? Yes. Or no. If the tank's not empty, carry on vaping.
Still got juice? Continue. If it's empty, don't. Don't be a fool.
Well, that's one of the things I noticed with the Vupu TPP coils. They actually give you a little diagram now in the instructions on how low you can take your juice levels.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, dude. The window is up here.
Yeah.
There is 3 mil of metal underneath it. If the juice is in that 3 mil of metal, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've also got lines on the coils as well. You know, don't go below this line. Some of them, you've got half a tank left.
But when you're talking something that's that dark, you can't see through the damn thing anyway. So it's
Yeah, you've got a big point there, Betty. Why do they make pods so you can't see the juice level? Why?
Yeah, I don't know why they smoke them. It just doesn't look all right. It might look cool, but from a technical standpoint, it's just.
I mean, you
pointless
stood
'cause
there
you can't
with
see
light
it.
looking, see how much you've got. It's blooming stupid.
Yeah,
No,
you've got to put it
especially-
behind a bright light.
especially us up here in Scotland because we don't get a great deal of sunlight, so it's fucking terrible.
I mean, your electric bill must cost a
Steve.
fortune filling a pod.
Come on, you bugger.
I've just had a flash to Austin Powers. I too like to live dangerously. It's to give us a bit of thrill. They're taking all the rest of the danger away vaping. So
That was part of the fun back then, was getting it dry it.
when you think about it, an AIO is basically a mod with a tank on top.
yeah,
It's as simple as that. It's just they've bypassed the 510 connection. That's all they've done.
Yeah.
They've bypassed the 510 connection.
It's like
All tanks are clear. You can see them. So why do that to them?
It just defeats the object, really, innit? You know, you try and keep an eye on your juice levels, and you can't because of the smoke for glass.
Yeah.
I mean, I think wasn't the Kangen knee box? Didn't that come with a smoked window at some point?
The old knee box.
The old knee box.
God.
I know they had a clear one because I had a red one, and I'm sure there was a later version that actually it was smoked off slightly.
Yeah, but it wasn't black smoked, was it?
No.
It was
It's
just,
more of a tint.
it was more of a sort of autumn tint just to put.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind a tint. I mean, a tint's nice. But as long
Oh, yeah,
as you can
tint's
see your juice.
It's just when it's fully blacked out, it's just
Yeah, and a lot of these pod systems are.
That's the Oxford. So I mean, you can see through that one, but the
Yeah.
tofu on the manic, no chance.
and you basically got to judge it by taste. And if you get a dry hit, you know you've run out of juice.
But I think the good thing though with the pods, I mean, I'm not a big fan of pods. I mean, I've got quite a few. But I think the good thing about them is though, you know, when you take that hit, oh, that's starting to go a bit dry. So you do know when to top up. It's not like some of the tanks if it's got the smoked out glass. You take that dry hit, and you go, holy fuck, I need to get juice. At least with these, you get a little bit of a warning.
It's just annoying though, because I mean, with the TPD 2 mil, it's not like you've got a weight difference or anything,
No.
No.
because there's barely any weight to it anyway.
See, this is the thing as well. Obviously, hopefully, when you take the TPD3 and stuff, and if they do away with the 2 mil tanks, can you imagine the size of the pods they're going to put in these things?
They're going to be big.
Little single battery, huge bulbous head.
Yeah, but one of those old Tupperware glasses you used to get years ago with a lid on top.
See, the thing is, though, with magnets and that lot, you'll be. You're like spoon race with them.
But it'll be interesting to see how they go if we do fingers crossed, lose the 2 mil tanks. What's going to happen with these? I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, I know there's a lot of devices out there you can buy 5 mil.
Yeah, I mean, like the Drag X and that, like you can buy the bigger.
But it's how big.
As standard, I can see them being.
How big are they going to go? This is the
Do you know what makes me chuckle with pods more than anything else? If you turn around to me and said, my RTA that I've got is bottom fill, you'd go, oh God, what? It's bottom fill? Yeah, it's bottom fill. Why? Oh God, no, that's crap. I want top fill. But near enough every pod's bottom fill, and no one complains.
All the older tanks used to be bottom fill.
I mean, I remember the days where you had to undo a screw to fill it. But it's true though, isn't it? I mean, it's so like the modern technology is top fill, but most pods are bottom fill or side fill.
Yeah, side or bottom fill, yeah.
I actually got nostalgic the other day when I undid one of my RTAs, and there was 2 kidney-shaped holes staring at me, and it was lovely. No fucking rubber bung, just unscrewed, and there it was. It was gorgeous.
Proper size fill ports.
Yeah, ones that you can take 100ml bottle to and not think.
Yeah, just tip it in.
All the thing in. That's what you want. But I mean, why can't they make it so that you can have top fill, proper top fill, not with a silly bung on it?
Yeah, you can get the nozzle of your bottle into it.
A lot of them are going down the route now of having rubber bungs in fill ports, but sometimes if you got a mishap, you can accidentally push that bung inside your tank.
Yeah, but even that, I mean, even some of them with the fixed mouthpiece as well. Trying to get your bottle in, especially with the top fill ones, trying to get your bottle in to fill it up, that'll just make one hell of a mess.
Yeah.
But don't you find with the rubber bungs, after a while, we know they wear, yeah?
You do, yeah.
And with the boost pods, once that bung starts to wear, you're getting more air in. So you're actually getting gobfuls of juice because you're pulling air in through the bung hole.
That's it, yeah. And a lot of them these days, I mean, obviously they are mass produced these days. The rubber bungs themselves can be rather fragile, and if you're pulling the bung out every now and again to fill up, there's a tendency you can just pull the thing straight off, or it'll just snap in your hand.
I got TP in my bunghole!
There's a TP in there somewhere. In there.
I am Cornholio!
I need TP for my bunghole. Anybody that's under the age of 30 may not get
that one. Are you the boy that's been whacking off in my tool shed?
Oh, God.
I mean, call me evil-minded, but I'm sure that is a design flaw that was put in there, so you had to go out and buy more pods.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the shelf life of a device nowadays?
How long is it?
Not really.
Not now.
Look at the state of the paintwork on that. Yeah? Ooh. That's about 9 months of use.
It's had a tough life.
It's been abused on a daily basis.
What are we talking about now?
The bunghole.
I've been trying to force large tips into it.
Sounds like a trip to where you need to be.
Honest, doctor, I slipped.
Yep, okay. What angle did you slip at for it to go in that way?
Especially with the wings out.
Bill Richards, you're not kidding with Smart Products, 2 hours.
Oh, you're dumb. I still remember I got hold of the TV8 and I thought, yeah, I'm going to throw clouds, blah, 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 blah. Juice everywhere.
Oh, you just got no flavour from the coil at all.
Oh, dumb. Those bloody O-rings, I swear to God, they made them out of rice paper. They weren't
They
made
were
out of rubber.
thin.
Oh, they were terrible. I just do not like smoke. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's just I just don't like. I don't like how their work ethic is with the coils. It's sort of like every tank that they bring out looks virtually similar, but then you find out, oh no, it's a different coil. But most manufacturers say what name it is underneath. So they've got a name for it. No, Smart don't. No, we're just going to call it Smart, and that's it. You guess what coil you need for it. And then I get some bloke going, can I have a coil for that, please? And it looks identical to God knows how many other Smart tanks.
Yeah. Got me open my cabinet of coils.
There's a lovely question for you, Andy, from Cicero. Money and availability isn't an issue, so what mod tank combo are you buying?
Ooh, what mod tank combo? That's a tough one, because there's that many good ones out there these days. Do you know, for the mod, I wouldn't mind one of the clutches, a dovetail clutch, just because I like them. Just something of the way they are and the way they look. They just look so simple to use, and aesthetically they are really pleasing to look at. With tanks, again, that is a tough one, because obviously not been around that long now. I'm not sure what new stuff's come out, but it would probably have to be a stock coiler. I'd probably go with a Freemax.
Good choice.
Because obviously you get banging flavour from them, and it's one of them carry for days, or instead of a tank, I'd just bung an RDA on there.
Yeah.
Just a normal, everyday, flavour banging RDA. No bells and whistles, no expense spared.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you can buy a dead rabbit and you will get a really good vape from a dead rabbit, and you can pick them up for about 15 quid now.
I mean, that's one thing, Andy. Mark said this in the past. Back in the day, there was such a bad thing as a bad tank or a bad RDA or a bad mod.
Yeah.
These days, everything's on such a par.
Exactly. There's so much scope now with devices that are coming out. I mean, look at Lost Vape. Some of their new products are just absolutely stunning. So, same with Vupu's ones. I mean, looking at them now, like the Drag 3, I mean, they do look absolutely amazing bits of kit. And sometimes you can sort of be nice to yourself and think, you know what, I won't go high end. One of them would do me just fine.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you to a certain extent, but do you not think a lot of it is just window dressing? With a lot of the new mods and stuff that's coming out, it's the same. It does the exact same stuff as products that was out 2 years ago.
And more.
Like a fancy wrapper on it.
There's a lot of them now, like you say, are going down the route of putting leather wraps on things, and
I mean, for Christ's sake, look at the Aegis range. That's the arse kicked out of it.
As daft as it sounds, I would put my Sigeli 150 watt up against any Vupu mod. It still does exactly what I want it to do, and I've had that now for 4 years?
Like that.
Yeah.
That does me.
Don't get me wrong, I've still got my original drag.
That works like a treat, and that's a few years old now. It's the old D200.
I mean, with Skelly 150 watt, the only reason why I don't use it as much as I used to once is because it'll only fit a 22 mil Atty.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. But that chipset in there is still working banging. It's a great little box mod. And I don't think that there's anything in that range. I mean, we were talking sort of like under the £100 mark range.
Yeah.
That's any better than what I've already had for 4 years. I really don't.
I mean, believe it or not, I've still got a RevTech GTS, and it still works. It's never missed a beat. I think I must have been one of the only fortunate people that got one, and it still works. Because the Phantom never did. I got 2 of them, and they both went in the bin.
Really? Jeep.
They failed horribly. it was just the internals. They just either fried themselves or it just didn't work.
I think the biggest problem is getting juice into the board, isn't it, really? If they don't waterproof the board, then it's sort of like, it's only got an X amount of time before that's going to die.
Thing is with them, though, there was no sealant on the inside of the actual device. Could actually strip mine down to figure out what was wrong with it. And where the 510 in, there's nothing there to stop juice getting under or down the 510 into the device.
Yeah.
And it was literally, it didn't have a lot of e-liquid in it, but it had more than enough to cause a problem. So obviously, you just take it apart and try and wipe off what you can and just, fingers crossed, hope it worked again.
It's one of the, I know it sounds daft, but it's one of the reasons why I still love my mechs. I absolutely love my mechs. You buy a mech, you've got a mod for life.
Yeah.
You'll never break on you.
Tugboat.
I mean, it's like this one. I give it a good clean. That's the snow cap mods, and it's the 3D printed one. I literally strip that down, put it in washing, give it a damn good wash, hand wash, soapy water and all that lot. Then cleaned up contacts, dried it all out, put it back together, and yeah. Can't do that. You can't do that with your Admodus Minikin 3, can you?
I've only got two mechs. I've got an old tugboat from 2016, and I've got the Ceres Vape Viking.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the Requiem.
Oh, yeah.
And I sat and looked at it for about 10-15 minutes, and I thought, that looks like an Athena. The old Geek Vape Athena.
Yeah.
From the internals and the way the metal sort of part is for the fire button and where it connects to the 510, it all looks so similar. And I thought, have they just ripped off the Athena? Because it just looks dead like it on the inside.
Then again, it's just going back to what I said earlier on. It's window dressing.
Same idea, just tarted up.
Oh, I mean, it was like the side firer that was the big craze.
Oh, the black and white one? Oh, I've got one. Can we a D?
Oh.
Thank you now.
Was it a D? I can't think what it was called now.
Was it something shot, weren't it? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
I can picture it. I just can't think of the damn name.
You mean, but the side firer wasn't a new idea, was it?
No.
It was just they rolled.
I mean, which one was the one that had the picture of the girl on the bomb?
Cherry Bomb, that one.
Yeah, that's it. Cherry Bomb. They were fun.
I had one of them as well. Didn't get used often.
Normally with a slight sheen of sweat when you did.
Yeah,
I'll never forget Dave Dawn, he got one.
Yeah, I remember Dave getting one.
Oh, Dave Dawn, yeah. And literally, he put 2 batteries in and it shorted straight away. He just put 2 batteries in.
It was an instant fire, though.
Yeah.
It would. It scared the shit out of me when I built on it at first. I thought, well, that looks all right. How did it fire? Poof.
I still say one of the best mechs for box mod style was the Noisy Cricket.
Yeah,
I still love mine.
I love my Noisy Cricket. All right, yeah, it's in series, but I think I've got about 5 of them.
Wasn't there an old, not a tube mech mod? It wasn't the Hammer of God or Thor's Hammer or something like that. It was just basically a tube with. It did look like Thor's Hammer. It had a big sort of box on the end of it. You put your battery in one and your fire button, then your RDA or anything just went on the top of this little cube.
Oh, it was almost like a 3-piece mod, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had the box, then the tube, but then a longer
That's
extension
it.
tube.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I ain't seen one of them in ages.
I sold mine years ago.
God, I've not seen one of them since. Oh, that was one of the first mechs I looked at. When you've never used a mech and you just think, oh, what's the difference?
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't that an 18350 though?
It was, and 18650.
Yeah.
It did come with a tube extension.
Pieces. That was one of the very first mechs I ever bought.
It was a good little hitter, though.
The voltage drop was fucking horrendous, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. But that was same like the Nemesis and all them lot. The voltage drops were terrible on them.
But do you know what? It still looks good sitting on the shelf.
That's why my cherry bomb went on a shelf.
Coward.
He used to come in from work, crack open a beer, and look at my selection of vapes. Think, what shall I try tonight? I said, no.
Oh, Geek Vape Met Pro. Yeah, they were good.
What's that?
Met Pro from Geek Vape.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Tsunami. That was my first ever mech. That was Geek Vape. That was a cracking little learning mech.
That was when mechs came more to the masses, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2018 was it?
I think it was, 2018. When it back into 17 towards 18.
When all of a sudden mechs became cheaply available and they weren't clones.
But it was nice that it came with two end caps, one with the 510 on and the other with the just the hybrid.
Yeah.
You know, it was a cracking little mech to learn on. Yeah,
I think a lot of them ones were. I wish that UL had brought the Soul Catcher out. Soul Keeper. I wish they'd have brought that out then, because then they would have made a killing. Because I always speak of Gale, always do. Gale likes the feel and the look of a mech, but doesn't trust using a mech, and they were perfect for it because it was regulated. Well, it's not unregulated. It had safety features, but it was still acted like a mech.
You can get a lot of them these days that act like that, can't you? That act like a mech. You just got that little sort of safety net, just in case something does decide to go wrong.
Yeah. Because let's face it, we're all human.
Exactly.
But you can't beat a bit of Darwinism.
It's true.
It thins out the, have you got a coil for this?
Probably. Come back in a day or so.
Here, try this.
Yeah. Here you go. Knock yourself out.
Oh, it's got a picture of a girl on. I like this.
Just be careful, because it keeps your hands warm in winter.
Yeah, it's them young lads that come in. I want to blow clouds.
But
Smoke tank.
I want to do it at 40 watts.
Just starting out, are we, sir?
I want a mod that does over 200 watts.
I want to spend 25 quid.
Yeah.
There you go, pal. That does over 200 watts. Take a talk on that and then tell me if you want it or not.
Big fist bump, Bronco. We've got a question here from Bronco. What are your favourite colours? Betty, what's your favourite colour?
Trying to think. Because back in the day, would have said black, but black's not a colour, is it, technically?
Black is always a colour.
It's a tone. Black is a tone.
It's black.
It's a tone. It's still a tone, though, isn't it?
No, dude, black's every colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you add black to it. Okay, then, black.
There you go.
Black or red, to be honest. That's.
I'll go next. Mine's black and orange. I love black and orange.
That's a nice colour combo.
Black. Until they come up with something darker.
Jet
Like
black.
my soul. And Bunny's favourite colour is
Purple.
purple.
No, not purple. It's purple.
Yeah, purple.
Purple. Purple.
Purple.
Purple.
Purple.
Purple.
Purple.
There's a
There's a
burglar
lot
alarm.
of, you have to loosen your lips to say it properly.
Hey?
Purple burglar alarm. And curly whirly.
What about cinnamon? What colour's that?
Same colour as spearmint.
It's supposed to be a mint.
Oh, God. I think for me, probably a nice deep shade of red. I do like a good red colour.
Oh, That's awesome, that. Thank you,
Well, the thing is, though,
Bronco.
if I said any other colour, it'd just get twisted, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah,
What a nice
Bronco's
Dex-
just mentioned in chat, he's going to turn us all a pen.
Oh,
Okay. Very nice.
oh, thanks, Bronco.
That's lovely, that. Thank you, Bronco.
Oh, thanks very much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
White is every colour, so why people see white light in near-death experiences, the eyes relax and it allows it all at once. Well, there's one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cicero. Every day's a school day. I like that. Dawn's put always black, purple at a push.
No,
Pink
once
or
upon a time,
purple?
I used to say just black. I've always been a big black fan. I think I just like black as a colour. Or a tone.
I don't mind purple because, I mean, my backlighting's purple and my PC's lit up in purple. It's got to be a certain shade of purple, though. A more lighter shade.
Oh, yeah, you've got to. I mean, you've got to be careful because purple can verge on pink.
Yeah.
There's no wrong with pink.
There's nothing wrong with pink.
Takes a brave
Did
man
you
to
know up until Victorian times, pink was a male colour?
It was, yeah.
It was only until after sort of like Victorian that it changed to blue. And the reason for pink is that the dominant colour for a male in well, especially in the UK, was red. And obviously, because he's a junior, it was pink. There you go. Just useless information for you.
I never knew that.
I'm laughing at Cicero's post. But
The difference between pink and purple? The grip. Now, I'm intrigued with Andy's choice of colour, because are we talking a sort of Dexter claret type bloody red, or
It's the anodized reds, you know, the more sort of metallic red. Got a
See,
bit of a gleam to it.
I'm more like Bunny. I like purple as in dark
Really
purple.
dark purple. Same as the missus, she likes her purples, but it's got to be a darker shade of purple.
your missus sounds fantastic.
Betty, you've got to pick another colour besides black.
red, please.
Are we talking a claret red, a burgundy red?
Fucking red.
Signal red.
Yeah, signal red. Pillar box red.
Red.
London bus red.
No.
Which red then?
Red. What the hell? We'll get the Dulux colour chart out, shall I? Oh, that shit there.
Number 25.
Blood clot red.
Blood red.
I love Kev's.
Kevin shagged me harder shoes were white.
Well, there.
No,
Yeah.
they were that scarlet
No.
sort of vinyl
No.
stiletto.
White stiletto. Well, it was white stilettos in Glasgow. The shagged me harder shoes.
Really?
No matter what shoes
I've
you
got,
wear
I've,
over
got,
here.
I've, got, I've got loads of pairs in my wardrobe. You want me to go and show you? I was dancing around my handbag.
That just sounds ace, that, Bunny. Favo sticks.
Ooh,
Those sticks purple.
Bronco,
Favo
black and
sticks.
yellow, mate.
Avo sticks with a nice Chianti.
Mark's black and burgundy. There's a word, there's a colour that doesn't get used often. You know?
See, you don't hear of burgundy often these days. Or terracotta.
Yeah, terracotta used to be right popular in 80s, didn't it? Everything has to be terracotta.
Terracotta.
I remember when I bought the flat in 2000 and I walked into it. Honest to goodness, it was like walking into a terracotta plant pot. It was every fucking where in the house.
Didn't have a terracotta bathroom by any chance, did it?
No, it was white actually.
I
They
had
were
a
awful.
terracotta. The whole of my downstairs was pretty much terracotta, because we got this wallpaper border that went with it, and it actually worked well. You know, it was chilled, but
Was
Yeah,
it all
first flat we had
terracotta and pine wood?
Nothing wrong with a bit of pine.
There can be. A lot of terracotta and pine, yeah. That's a no-go kitchen, that.
Looks like you're eating in a potting shed.
Yeah.
And up yours, Kevin. Hope you can lip read that, you fucker. He stays near Edinburgh. He stays near the posher end of Scotland. Posh end, my fucking arse.
If you ever go down to Newcastle, mate, just try and time the big market for the turning out of the clubs, and you will see plenty of white and red stilettos. That's all I'm saying. And it's amazing what you can get for a kebab. Yes.
Vape Queen Becky. You should do Betty's polka dot and pink with white dots.
Bronco, I can answer that one straight away. No gold.
No.
And that'll be for all livers.
Definitely chrome.
Definitely chrome. Don't like gold.
Chrome.
Do not like gold. Even my wedding band is gold, but it's sort of like very lightly gold, and it's got white gold in it and platinum in it. Because I just don't like gold. I think gold looks cheap.
Yeah, yellow gold does.
Platinum looks nice. I don't think it looks so good on cars. Platinum. It's like platinum and chrome stripping.
But I wouldn't want gold on my car either.
Oh God, no.
No.
Depends what car it is.
Okay, go on then.
And I'm thinking, can you remember back when they brought out the Capri with the GPS logos on
Oh,
it?
yeah.
With the black and gold, that was nice.
Yeah.
True.
As an accent colour, gold, yeah. But
Yeah, but I mean, my Bugatti on Saturn Drive is not having gold on it. I'm
oh,
sorry.
you're very on, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got that chrome wrap on it, so
Yeah. I mean, it's just spoil it. I mean, I don't want it looking tarty out. God forbid.
No.
see, and this, am I wrong? But I was looking through some old car pics the other day, and there was a TR7,
Ooh.
and I still lust after that TR7. The flying wedge,
I was never a
port-
big fan at TR7, I've got to admit.
portable oil leak. That thing. If there
Did it
wasn't
go
oil
on
under
back
it,
end
there
as
was
well?
Nothing in it.
It was really bad on back end.
Oh God, was it? Slightest bit of ice or anything, and that was it. You were all over the place. Oh, and the rust. There's a geezer who lived next door, and my abiding memory is of him with like a pot of black pitch sealing the underside of his TR7.
The rust was just the accent colour, though.
Well, the guy I shared a flat with in Teesside when I was at uni, he had it was a Datsun Bluebird. And if you lifted the carpet slightly in the passenger side, you could watch the road go underneath. And that was the rust.
my dad had a Vauxhall Viva like that when I was only a little toddler, and I can still remember to this day saying to my mum, "Put your fucking foot over that hole, the water's coming in and wetting the carpet."
Hill starts were great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's the Flintstones. Yabba dabba do in a Glasgow accent. Fucking yabba dabba don't, because it didn't go up the fucking hill.
So mine's the TR7. If you could have the sports car of your youth, your dream car, what would it be?
Escort RS 2000.
Ooh, nice choice.
Good choice. Not the Mexico.
No.
Jensen Interceptor.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably have to go with the first car I ever bought before I passed my test was
Lada Riva.
close. A 1.6 Vauxhall GSI.
Oh, you posh git.
I would
A
love to have
Vauxhall
that car back.
Nova. You could, weren't they the ones that you could start the engine by messing about with the radio?
You took the hazard
That's
button off
it.
the dashboard, turned it upside down and put it back in.
Hmm.
And it screwed up all the electrics. You could also get into it by a metal ruler down the window and just popping the door catch.
I'd love one that you sat on your desk now. I'd love a DeLorean.
I don't think it'd go well in Blackpool, to be fair.
I'd love a DeLorean.
It would be a nice nostalgic car.
The thing is, in Blackpool, yeah, it could, because you could still go down the tram lines with the fucking thing coming out the top to kick the
Talk about hybrid. Running on fuel, I'm just going on tram lines.
I'll tell you what, that comment has really fired chat up. So we've got an MGB GT.
Oh, Stuart, you're going to have to send me some photos, matey.
XR2. Ooh.
Oh,
Stuart's
Fiat
got an
127.
SR 2000 in yellow. Oh,
nice. Kev
Hey.
Smith, Triumph Spitfire.
Sierra Cosworth, Gailey Box. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
Ford Granada. Now, some people might laugh at that, but the Granada was a beast back in the day, weren't it?
Yeah, but what model?
Oh,
oh, that's true. Because there was a
GT.
lot. Was it the
There was a lot.
GLX?
You had the Mark 1 Coupe, which was as rare as rocking horse shit. I drove one of them for about 2 years, and it was a stunning car. It was massive, but it was a beautiful looking car. I actually got stopped. On the motorway with the police. I get pulled over. I thought, shit, what have I done? And the guy actually pulled me over to ask me what car it was. He'd never seen one before.
Wow.
Was it the Ford Zephyr that had the wings?
Yeah.
They were a nice beast because they had the bench seat as well in the
That's
front,
right,
didn't
yeah.
they? Yeah. We've got a Fiesta XR2 from Dion. Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Definitely.
I know exactly what you mean on that. What we got? Lotus Elite. From
Oh, you've got to have a
Bill
Quattro
Richards.
in there.
Yeah.
Super
right, the
RZ.
Quattro.
Oh, Super RZ. Yes. They're nice.
I'd also like a Land Rover Series 1.
A Land Rover.
Yeah,
Good
Series
choice.
1. I love my Land Rovers.
I've got to go with Bunny, the Aston Martin DB5.
Mm.
That was a gorgeous little sports car.
I
Hillman
spotted someone mentioned an Hillman Imp. They're ace, they are.
Imp. Yeah.
Yeah, the Hillman Imp used to keep a shitload of water pumps underneath the front seat. 500 yards down the road. Oh fuck! Change the water pump again.
Now, what was the one with the overdrive? The Dolomite.
Oh, blooming heck, the Dolomite, yeah.
The Dolomite with the overdrive. That was now we're going back. The Jag Mark II, 3.8 litre.
I had a 1981 Series 3 Land Rover. That had overdrive as well.
Quattro. You're nicked. You killed my Quattro.
Another car, a bit more modern, the Toyota Supra. That were a nice car.
Nice.
The old Supras, yeah, not the new ones.
Yeah, the
Basically,
old,
BMW.
the old ones.
Yeah, the old ones are nice.
Now, Cicero's just thrown one up. It's a bit of a rice rocket, but the Mitsubishi GT, the
GTR
GTR,
34.
and the Nissan Skyline GTR. Now, there's a guy who lived
GTRs are
down.
nice.
There was a guy who lived down the road from us that had. I think I've told you boys this one before, but he had seagull wings on his Skyline,
All right.
and they
Nice.
were remote control. So he used to walk towards his car, pop the alarm, and the doors would rise up. It just looked so damn cool. the
And
twin
Gailey Box had a
turbo
purple
units on
Porsche
that.
911.
Very nice.
Ooh.
Mm.
first legal car was a Hillman Imp. I like the use of the word legal.
Yeah.
Oh, Talbot Sunbeam.
Oh, God.
My dad had a Talbot Horizon.
My gran had one of them. God. No, I mean, there's so many. When you look back on it now, the cars now seem to be soulless. Whereas back in the 80s, they just seem to have more
Well,
more about them.
cars nowadays are very, very similar. So similar nowadays.
Yeah.
And that roughly started when the Sierra came out. All of a sudden, when the Sierra came out, because obviously that replaced the Cortina, when the Sierra originally came out, that bubble kind of shape, we've never looked back since. And cars have all virtually verged since then.
And look how many cars these days are built on the same platform.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Audi.
Definitely.
You know, you can swap parts from a VW Passat with an Audi.
You can with a Skoda as well.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think when back a few years now, when Volvo changed over and they brought out like the V40s and things like that, if I can remember correctly, there was about 4 or 5 different cars built on that same platform. Volvo, Ford, because they were all under. I think at that point Ford had a finger in. That didn't sound right. But I say Ford had a finger in Volvo. You know what I mean?
Wiggle it.
But I think there was about 5 different cars built on that same Volvo platform. And cars, it's just mass produced now, isn't it? There's no.
Yeah, a lot of cars these days.
To the point. I mean, my first job, or my first official job, was an apprentice panel beater, and there was an knack to that. I mean, it was there was an artistry to it. I mean, my father was shit all at it, to be honest. And even he said, when you mentioned the Sierra Mark, we saw that a car show in Glasgow, and it hadn't even been released yet. It was only the prototype car they had sitting, and my dad went, "Oh, holy shit!" He says, "This is going to make my job fucking obsolete."
Yeah, you can literally stem it back to there.
Yeah,
Literally the Sierra.
And A Up Me Ducks just put a very true comment. Cars nowadays are drive-by-wire. There's no feedback and glory for being able to make a corner at 50. My old Fiesta, my first car, was a 1.8 diesel. And I knew just by the feedback from the steering wheel how close I was to just losing it in it.
Yeah.
And you just don't get that anymore.
Yeah, but also, you know how many people know what a choke is?
Oh, God. Apart from something to get the girlfriend going.
Yeah. I mean, how many people in chat can say that they've actually used a choke?
I did.
How many people in chat can say they were driving for the first 6 miles without forgetting to take the choke off?
yeah. He stopped at the first set of traffic lights.
But I mean, let's face it. I mean, most modern cars now, the actual accelerator and everything isn't even mechanical anymore.
No, it's all electronic.
It's all electronic.
Yeah. It's all computers and electronic these days.
It's all done through potentiometers and stuff.
The worst car I ever had was a Renault. And it was the McGann Like People Carrier thing, the Scenic.
Yeah. Scenic, I had one of them.
Oh, the problems you have with the electronics. But the toys are great because you buy it for the toys, the keyless entry and all the rest of it. The electronic handbrake. Wait until that bugger goes wrong.
Oh, God, yeah.
Wow.
Whatever that was.
That was the village idiot out on his lawnmower.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're talking about how many people know what a clutch is. Another one is how many people know what an indicator is.
BMW drivers don't.
No.
I ain't got a clue.
I said that out loud.
Dawn's car does know how to accelerate. It just takes a long time.
I have a guy every morning that I go to work. There's a mini roundabout, say about half a mile from the house, and I see this guy at the same time every morning. Drives a silver BMW 3 Series, and I come up to the roundabout, and he's coming from the other direction, and I now know, we've seen him that often that he's turning left. He never uses his fucking indicator. Man, we got the window down this morning. Use your fucking indicator, you fucking BMW driving fucking wanker. And he's like that.
Don't. There's a mini roundabout where we sort of turn up to go to work, and it heads off down to one of the little satellite villages of the town. And this geezer pulls. He's in the lane, fair enough, but no indicator, no nothing. So you're thinking, do I take the risk? Don't I? So I thought, sod it. You know, he's not indicating. I think he's just in the wrong lane. We'll go. So I went, and he turns his indicator on as he's pulling onto the roundabout, and then has the balls to flash his lights at me for going across. So he got a one-fingered salute.
It's at that point the car's put into neutral, the handbrake is on, and the fucking door's open.
Oh yes.
But what is it about? I know Beamer drivers get a lot of flack, but it's true. It happens, doesn't it?
It does.
Once upon a time, it used to be Volvo drivers.
Oh, don't.
No, it fucking wasn't.
Oh yeah, it was.
No, it fucking wasn't.
Oh, it was.
No, it
Trust me.
fucking wasn't.
Back in the day when Volvo was
fucking wasn't.
indestructible cars,
What are you
well, they
fucking
thought
saying?
they were indestructible. I can do what I want. I can drive wherever I want.
Yes, I can knock down a fucking 3-story building and come out without a fucking scratch.
Because I drive a Volvo. Nothing can harm me.
Yeah, but Saab drivers. Do you remember when the Saab was cool? It was sort of aimed at the intellectual, the super cool, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Especially when they brought out was it the Vision model, the one that was based on the aeroplane, the Saab aeroplane.
I bet how many people bought that and was gutted that they never got an aeroplane with it.
I think it was one of the very first cars in the market to have rejuvenating bumpers. You'd hit shit and just drive away, and it would just go pop straight back out again.
Now, my mate's mum had an old 60s Saab, and that had a dash shift. That was amazing.
Do you know something? Knowles just shocked me.
What's that?
Things are that bad now. Haynes are no longer making manuals.
Dear
Wow.
God.
I never knew that.
Neither
That
did
was-
I.
See, realistically, at the end of the day, just now, I mean, if you go to a modern car just now and you lift up that bonnet, you go, nope.
Yeah.
I mean, back
You
in
didn't
day,
touch
I mean,
anything.
back in 80s, on a Sunday afternoon, most of the blokes were tinkering with a car.
God, I can remember setting the points on my mate's car with a fag packet.
Yep.
Take a bit of cardboard out. Like that. Down.
God, if you took out a set of feeler gauges now, somebody would think you were about to break into a house.
I'm going to stab somebody or something.
I mean, God, before I had the car, I had a little moped, proper moped, because it had pedals. And you had to
Oh,
cycle
blooming
it.
heck, you had a putt-putt.
Yep, you had to proper cycle it just to get it going. Me cycling down the hill like the clappers trying to turn the engine over. But the damn thing, every time you rode more than sort of 14 mile on it, you had to reset the chuffing gap on the spark plug. And the feeler gauge became my friend. Oh, man.
Oh,
Sam
yeah,
has
Gail,
his dream.
Zan's definitely got his dream car.
That's Scooby.
He's got a little scuba.
It's gorgeous.
It is.
It is.
Certainly
That
has-
is a truly beautiful car.
When we know they're coming here, you can hear them for about a mile away. Get the kettle on, Zad's coming. That's a lovely, that's a lovely car.
Don't have a pedal start mobilette. Putch Max. See, that's
Well,
when
I think
mopeds were mopeds.
I mean, Cicero's put some GM have announced that no more internal combustion engines made or installed after 2025. I mean, that was something that was said here in the UK, wasn't it? That there'll be no more internal combustion engine cars sold in the UK. It was at 2025 or 2030?
I think
It was 2030, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanting all cars to be either
fucking-
hybrid or electric.
I'm fucking dreading that.
Mm.
I am seriously dreading that.
What they've not told you is you don't own that battery. You rent that battery.
Yeah, of course you do.
From
Yeah.
Molly Sale. Before the fog start up on the Friday. You guys...
Have you got 6,000 8650s, please?
What's your discount code for this?
Yeah.
I was horrified when I found that out. So you don't effectively own your vehicle anymore. You
Well,
are
that's how they
renting
want.
that vehicle.
Yeah.
Let's face it. That's how they sell cars nowadays, though, isn't it? You
They're all
don't
going to be
buy a
higher
car.
purchase, aren't they?
They're higher purchase. You basically rent a car nowadays,
Yeah. Or you've
and
got
that's
them
why
leases.
you've got. That's why you've got young kids now driving around in top-end cars because they're still living at home with mum, and they can pay £260 a month to car dealership.
Yeah. Lease a car for 2 years, give it back, get another one.
Yeah, that's
See,
why they don't care about them.
I own mine outright.
I own
Yeah.
mine.
I'm horrified.
I don't own
at
mine
the
just yet.
idea.
But that's how it is, isn't it? That's why you don't see old bangers on road anymore because kids don't want that.
So easy to go in a dealership, get car finance, and get whatever.
Yeah.
But that,
Only a
that's
1.2
the
Corsa.
thing, though. I mean, it's going back to like our first cars. That was our dream, was to have a car that you would buy. It was a banger. You would do it up. You would do what you
Yeah.
wanted to. You know, kids, as you say, kids. It's a disposable society, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to go and buy, or I'm going to go and lease this or whatever it is. 2 years time, I just get another one. I don't care.
That's it, yeah.
And if I have to pay £1,000 because there's a wee scratch on it or the alloys, I think so what.
Yeah, lease a car for 2 years.
The likes of our generation would be out, they'd be polishing it, they'd be making sure the wheels were all nice, making sure the inside it was all clean. They don't give a toss.
No.
They really don't care.
In most leases nowadays, you've got, 2 years, then you've got, maybe 2 years free insurance. Now what you pay is for your petrol. And after that, you just give it back, get another.
And most
then
of these deals, everything's all covered, isn't it? The whole lot.
But the thing is, though, if you think about it, I mean, when the internal combustion engine does eventually go down that extinction route, there's no way the likes of the common 5.8, as I like to call us kind of people that's in here and the guys in chat, there is no way in this earth, if you buy an electric car and something goes wrong with that and you don't have warranty on it, you are screwed.
Oh, definitely.
You would need to take out a second mortgage to get the damn thing repaired. So it's not worth you buying a vehicle like that outright. Lease it, hire part, whatever you want to do with it, do it that way, then you're covered for every eventuality if anything goes wrong with it.
Do you know what
That's
I'm
how
going
it's
to do,
gonna
don't
be.
you? I'm going to buy a Land Rover again and use vegetable oil.
Yeah.
I'll
Go
beat
to
the
your local-
system.
Local Mackie D's and just get a gallon of chip fat.
Yeah, throw that in it.
You can just see his neighbours now, can't you? Get chip pan on, love.
I'd actually a friend of mine, he had it was a Range Rover actually he had. I think it was a 3 litre or the 4 litre, it was a 3 litre diesel.
Yeah.
I think it was in the Range Rover. And he ran it for about 18 months on chip fat. And they used to buy it from, there's a large Chinese supermarket here in Glasgow. And he used to go up there and buy it with a 25 litre drum.
Yeah.
Till they cottoned onto it. And they stopped selling it.
Back in the day, they used to, I mean, I'm talking, about 5, maybe a bit longer, 6, 7 years ago. There was a big thing, especially with Land Rover community, for converting into biodiesel.
But the thing is, you need to watch though, because I mean, we've been down the route with the majority of you guys know in chat, I work on heavy earth moving equipment. And the biodiesel, especially for common rail engines, work. because the additives they were putting into the biodiesel was actually rotting the rubbers inside the pumps.
Believe it or not, your actual engine can get a cold because of the actual biodiesel. Because there's obviously bacteria in it. Your engine could get a cold. That's why every so many 1,000 miles you had to put in normal diesel.
Yeah.
Just to flush the
plug it
actual
out,
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the filters would choke up with it actually.
I mean, at one point we were actually selling it at the pumps round here. And then obviously they had what's the other one? The gas. They were gassing them up.
You say,
That
well,
seemed to have
that's sort of
died.
died a death, hasn't it? LPG. You don't
Yeah.
often see them around these days.
Yeah, they
what
were a
makes
big thing.
The local Asda, this was a corker. It actually happened to a friend. They had a BMW diesel engine. Went to use the diesel from the local Asda, and what it doesn't tell you is there is biodiesel mixed in. And it actually it's a known issue with BMW diesel engines that it doesn't like it. And you have to literally read the small print on the pump.
A lot
Otherwise
of
you
diesels,
run the risk.
yeah, a lot of diesels have biodiesel in them at the pumps.
That's why it's cheaper.
So, didn't I read somewhere that they're supposed to be changing the grades of fuel at certain pumps now? There's only going to be 2 types.
Well, they're supposed to, Sam M's just put one, there's always red diesel if it's cheap, but they're actually supposed to be doing away with red diesel. It's all going to be white now.
You mean the days of the old dip test at the side of the road?
It's still the same diesel. It's just
Oh, it's
pigment
diesel,
that's
Oh,
in
yeah.
It's just a dye.
Just a
You've
dye.
just not paid tax on it.
Yeah.
That's why I used to see all, certain people with a lot of bread, because bread's supposed to take out the actual colour, but unfortunately there's an isotope in them now, so it doesn't matter if it's white or not. They just test it for the isotope.
The thing is, the reason they were going down this route to do away with the red, I mean, the reason they brought the red in the first place was to do it with farmers. Was to keep the tax or the fuel cheaper for the farmers. But what happened then, and it was only in the last, 10, 15 years or so, the likes of JCB brought out the fast track. And that thing can do 70 miles an hour on the motorway.
Oh yeah.
So what they were doing was they were buying trailers and hitching them up to their fast track, and they were moving their plant all over the country on the motorways using fast tracks with red diesel. So they get wise to it. And this is allegedly why we're now just going, the red diesel is going to be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Which is good for me.
We used to get them. They used to come once a year testing our tanks. And they used to come and actually test the, people that worked at quarries, their actual tanks.
Yep.
That's interesting. 60% of McDonald's delivery vehicles run on their own used cooking oil.
Yeah, we do.
It
That's
tells
a
you that,
cool idea.
tells you that on the side.
I like that. I never knew that. Again, every day's a school day, isn't it?
I love our school days.
Bless you. Right. Well,
We've definitely
We're at
gone
10
over
past
the.
9.
Yeah, it's, we've gone well over.
shocking. Andy, thank you. It's been brill.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It's good to see you back.
It
It
is.
is. I must
It was
admit,
weird.
I'd not seen any of the originals, and then when Mark said you were going to be a guest, I went and checked out the video. So make sure you get across to the Essence of Vape channel.
If you want to see the originals, go for the old channel. It's still on there. It's still up. Good God.
And why not?
And why
Cooking.
not?
You want to call it a day? You want to run for another wee bit or what? Or?
You can run for another 20 minutes if you want.
It's fine by
I
me.
don't
Sounds good.
mind.
I don't mind at all.
I'm not at work tomorrow, so I don't mind.
Never mind.
And I'm having a lay in.
The old channel was cloud-based vaping, and it's still on YouTube. And some of them videos are very cringe-worthy.
Yeah. I go back, I've looked back a couple of times at my old ones, and it's all like, oh God,
Yeah, but the camera quality and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, but it's like everything else. It's a learning process, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
You can't just come out the gates knowing everything. It's
I mean, I remember the first live show I did with me and Adam, and it was so like we were both sat there like, I mean, rabbits in headlights. It's like, what do we say? What do we do? What do we do?
I recorded my first review on my what was it? Was it a Microsoft Lumia phone?
Oh, blooming heck!
Tilted at an angle and sat next to a box, so it sort of went sort of over my head, so I had to lean over like that.
Oh, so you got the nose shot.
Yeah.
Gailey's turned around and said, while we're going to be on for another 20 minutes, Andy could actually run a blade along that wallpaper.
I've got a bad arm.
No, the UK VS is not on tonight. Vic's not feeling too great, I believe. And our Aidan is wanting to chill out because obviously he's been doing a lot of live shows lately. So our Aidan's having a chill out, and I believe Adam is doing his push-ups or something.
Can I just answer Sam M's question that he's put? Is red not got more old school pollution in it like sulphur? No, it hasn't, because they have changed the formula now for red diesel. Because it's not just red diesel, it's diesel as a whole, because the majority of red diesel cars, Jesus Christ, diesel cars now run with diesel particulate filters in them. And they will not run with high sulphur fuel because it's to do with the nitrous emissions. So it's something like 10 parts per million or something like that with the sulphur content in diesel now.
Right.
The only reason I know that because it sits on top of all their machine fuel tanks.
Because you've got to remember, back in the 90s, the government was actually pushing everybody to go into diesel. Because it was cleaner. I found it wasn't.
I still remember the day I bought my car with its first DPF, and what's that about then? Oh, it'll be fine. And then it got gunky. As soon as you get a turbo leak, oil problem, forget it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
If you're doing short journeys and you're not getting the car or the exhaust up to temperature, it will not burn off. So what you need to do is you need to take it for a blast up the motorway in third or fourth gear, keep your revs high as you can, and it'll burn off the carbon inside the DPF.
The definition of blast is drive it like you stole it.
Plant your foot down.
Yeah, but you've got to remember it's a diesel.
My Astra will quite happily drive it.
Oh yeah, his Astra's pretty nifty, isn't it?
Well, I must admit, I've got a Citroen Picasso, 1.6 gear, and it goes like shit off a shovel.
Yeah, mine's the 2-litre Astra. It's definitely got warp factor 5, hasn't it? When you stick your foot to the floor, Mark.
It does. It certainly does. See, the additional thing as well is AdBlue as well. That's great stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if people don't know what AdBlue is, it's basically pigweed.
Works, so. But you've got to get the whole system, haven't you? It's not just something you can bang into your tank.
No. You've got to get a whole system,
You could have the whole lot.
Because, I mean, that was one thing. I was having a problem with the spark plugs on the Astra, so I bought some of that DPF filter from Asda, thinking, what's the worst that can happen? Didn't I think it'd work? By God, it did. Yeah.
Fumes smell like 7-Up, did they, or Dr. Pepper?
What, the DPF cleaner? Texting airs out your nose, I'll tell you that. But it wasn't auto-regenerating because of the spark plug problem. So you whack this stuff in and it actually lowers the temperature of the burn. And it works a treat. Because next thing you know, what feels sluggish suddenly feels like somebody's hit you up the arse. There's an almighty cloud of crap out the back of your car, and boom, problem solved. It was fabulous.
Life's simple luxuries there.
Well, when you're screaming down the A1 in third gear at 3,500 revs, doesn't do your engine any good, but by God, it clears your filter.
Kicks all that out.
What we were talking about, I tell you one thing, I do worry that there's just not enough PowerPoints. I don't think the infrastructure's still there for electric cars.
No, it's nowhere near ready yet.
No,
Jesus.
what I can't.
So Wayne's got a Ford F-250 diesel with 500,000 miles on the clock.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And he needs to use a fuel additive to get the sulfur levels up.
Because it's an older style engine.
Good man. No, but the electric car thing, what you're saying about the infrastructure, what I can't understand is at the minute, you pull onto the forecourt, you're whacking your fuel, you drive off. Can't do that with electric.
No.
No, we've got charging points at the bottom of our street for the taxis.
I just want to know how long the cable's going to be to get me to work.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy milk float.
Oh, remember them?
Yes.
Remember the Father Ted one? Speed.
I've got visions of that. She was in the NIF. Oh, God.
Don't go above 5 miles an hour, whatever.
Hey, it worked for them.
Hey, I tell you something that I would maybe buy an electric motorbike.
That would be quite good.
Rather than a car. But saying that, you're not going to be really any choice, are you, in another 10 years, whatever. But yeah, the electric motorbikes are looking something that look really nice. Harley Davidson, I've got one out for goodness sake, and I guarantee it'll fucking leak oil and all. But I wonder if it gives it the.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, though, you're on about getting a bike. A bike will end up costing you the same price as a bloody car.
Now,
But you look cooler though.
do you
Well, that's
remember that Top Gear where they had those, they were classed as personal transport options from Holland? Literally like on a gyroscope. It was like a motorbike, but it had the body on it.
Yeah, is that the one with the wheels that when you stop the
Yeah,
track?
I remember that one, yeah.
The wheels that come out the side.
Yeah.
Looked like a Messer Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I can see those being an alternative.
I bet
At the minute,
Sinclair's
they're
getting really excited, isn't he?
Oh, God, the
Yeah,
C5.
Cows has put something in right. There's an electric mini digger on site last month with a fucking massive diesel generator charging it. This was something that was highlighted last year because JCB brought out their first electric mini digger. And it was I'm sure it was on Facebook or it went on to YouTube, and the guy's like, he says, look at this thing. He says, absolutely fantastic, electric mini digger, really quiet and all the rest of it. The only downside, it only works for 2 hours and then you need to charge it with this bastard. And there was a massive that diesel generator sitting powering the bloody thing up. He says it's got to run for 12 hours to recharge that battery. He says, what the hell's the point?
Thing is with electric cars though, they don't charge up near as quick as what you're going to need them for.
No.
You're going to have to do short trips and charge it up overnight and just hope to God you've got enough charge when you go to work. It's enough to get you back home again.
Yeah.
Think about it as well, right? We live in the UK. Winter time in the UK starts to get dark early in the morning, starts to get dark late at night. You're driving to work in the morning, your lights are on, heater's on. You're coming home at night, lights are on, heater's on. But if you forget to charge that car up the night before, you're in shit street. It's not like a petrol or a diesel car. You go, do you know what? I know I'm on the red, but I know I still got a gallon of fuel left in that tank. I'm going to get home.
Yeah.
Electric car.
Yeah, if you've had one of them days and just forget to charge it.
Do you know what scares me more than all else? Is if you have an accident in it. With all them batteries. That's what really, because that's just a bomb.
You know what?
Yeah.
I just envisioned in my head all the batteries rolling down the street.
ever held on with that little tiny screw that no one's got a screwdriver for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would your car running? Is it parallel or series?
But it's true though. I mean, will the fire brigade actually touch it if the batteries are going up in flames?
Because if that thing's going up, it's going with a bang.
Isn't it?
Oh, I mean, Jesus Christ. What about people that live in flats like me? How the fuck am I going to charge an electric vehicle?
B&Q are going to make some right money.
B&Q sell a 100-metre charging cable, just fucking chuck it out the window.
It's like with us. I mean, we've got a charging station at the bottom of our street because taxis use it because most of them are fully electric. I would have to finish work at, say, 6:30, get home, which would be about 7 o'clock, charge the car for an hour, and then get home. That's just adding an extra hour and a half to your day, which you could really do without. All right, if you've got to drive in your own place, it's not so bad. But like you say, if you live in a flat, what are you going to do? Chuck it out your window and charge it on the street?
It's the death of the commuting job. Because there's no way the trains can take the slack up.
No.
Oh, trains can't do it now.
Bus service is non-existent. You know,
Or the charge the blooming earth.
they've just not thought this through at all.
No. Not at
gonna
all.
work.
Because, I mean, let's face it, how many people actually park the car, they might not live in a flat, but they've got on-road parking? I mean, what, we're going to have leads out all along streets? I mean,
Really, no, I'll just have every road in Great Britain just like a scale electric track.
The thing is, I think what they're going to have to do as well, regarding the infrastructure side of things, even when you drive to your work, or you drive into a supermarket car park, they're going to have charging ports at every bay, and it'll just be charged to your household electricity bill.
So where's all this extra power coming from?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How many more stations are we going to have to build or offshore wind farms or whatever to power all this extra electricity we're all
I'll
going to
tell you
need?
something. I know Scotland's not got a great human population. Let's see the amount of bloody wind farms they're building up here. They're building them everywhere in Scotland at the moment.
I think Blackpool's got an offshore wind farm. Sure it has.
All along the east coast here, that's what they're building. All the way down to Yarmouth and everything. There's just massive big windmills. But windmills, no. It sounds... I was talking to a guy and he was on about it, that every windmill that they put up, it takes them something like 5 years before they make any money for how much it costs them to build it and put it there.
Yeah. The best thing we could do is invest in tidal power.
Yeah.
Well, they were supposed to be doing that up in Scotland. There was supposed to be a big push in Scotland for tidal power.
I don't know what happened to it though. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah,
Because I mean, they did a lot of the kind of the things on the news years ago. That, you know, that this is the kind of artist's impression of how things are going to work, and you saw that the kind of
Yeah, that wibbly wobbly thing
Yeah,
on
wrong.
Tomorrow's
Remember that?
World.
yeah never happened. I mean, hydroelectric power was a big thing in Scotland. Still is to a certain extent. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things are going to pan out within the
Well, I
next
mean, let's face it, we're buying electricity from France, Spain.
Nah, no for fucking France. You can go fuck themselves. Fucking wankers. They're going to fucking throw the switch in Jersey. Cunts. I just bombed the fuckers right now. Thought there's no any French in it.
That's just ridiculous when I read that. I thought,
Yeah.
what? Really? Can you really stoop so low?
Somebody's just going to they'll go to the consumer unit in Paris and go, Jersey, flick.
I wonder if they've got an old-fashioned, big crank with Jersey written on it.
It's not alive anymore.
I've just got visions of all these the immigrants sat round the meter wheel keeping warm. Can you imagine how much heat that's throwing off?
Oh, bless.
But I mean, steam. There's an alternative that nobody talks about.
I've also heard about the canals. They're planning on opening up canals again.
Are they?
For actual shipping.
Wow.
I mean, that would regenerate so many areas.
But it's interesting how things have went
Backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm screwed if we go back to horses. There's no way I'm getting that up 2 flights of stairs.
Let's get back to the story that I told you a long time ago, was it? With the guy that kept the horse in the flat. The woman downstairs, she said she phoned the police saying she's got piss coming through her light in her living room. Up knocked on the neighbour up the stairs. I believe the lady downstairs has urine come through. Oh, that'll be Daisy. Fuck Daisy. Oh, it's my horse. In the fucking room, there's a horse in the room with the grass on the floorboards. The horse was just pissing all over the place, running down through the ceiling. Only in Scotland, honestly.
I was going to say, and you were saying they're not weird in Glasgow.
Yeah, well, funny enough, this was in Dumbarton. It wasn't in Glasgow, so technically it's they're country bumpkins over that end of it.
Tell you what, if we go back to horse and cart, Top Gear is going to be very interesting.
Meet Flossie.
XR2.
So you're looking for a little extra power? Piece of peeled ginger, lift the tail.
Got some nice chrome-plated shoes for the feet.
If you need some easy start, can I roll jacks on the nuts? Hi ho, silver, away!
Either that or deep heat.
You're at dealership. We've got one with heated seats.
Better you get a BMW one that still won't have fucking indicators at work.
Oh, Jesus. What are we going to do with all the horse shit, though?
Burn it.
Yeah, burn it.
Yeah, there you go. Fuel your power stations.
For powering electric cars.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've definitely got to be careful of the exhaust. Right, guys, are we going to wrap this one up?
I think we ought to before it gets any lower.
Any lower? Come on, Andy. It's your last chance to pimp yourself out.
I tried that a long time ago. It didn't work then. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure and it's been an absolute laugh. I've loved every second of it. If you do fancy having a look at some of the content my channel has been producing over the last few months, and head over to my channel and you can give it a bit of a subscribe if you're there. You can hit the thumbs up. Most people usually hit the thumbs down, but a thumbs up would be great. And I do sort of appreciate any kind of feedback. If you see improvements to the channel or something I could change, little niggles, feel free. I'm always open. I'm open-minded. I always take everything on board.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Betty,
What?
say your goodbyes.
Bye.
Never gets old, that, Betty. Never gets old.
Oh, Andy, thanks for joining us. It's been an interesting show, this, actually. The subjects that we've actually covered. A little bit of vaping and then everything fucking else.
That's nostalgia in this one.
But yeah, good luck with the channel, mate. I hope it grows
Thank
for
you so much.
Yeah, and guys out there in chat, please go check out his videos, give him a sub, give him a little bit of support. Mark, Steve, great show yet again. It's been an absolute giggle. I need to go and clean this seat. I think I've pissed it, actually. But anyhow, guys in chat, thank you so much for joining us yet again for another shits and giggles show.
Yeah.
It seems to be a current theme these days. It's just we do a little bit of vaping and then we get sidetracked.
Just a little.
And it always turns into a great little show. And you guys out there in chat keep us going. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this.
Thanks, Bunny.
Chat guys, thanks very much. Mark and Steve, always a pleasure. So same time next week, folks. Stephen.
Yes, Betty. Chat, thank you. Stop it. Guys, chat, thank you so much. Andy, thank you, sir. It's been a proper giggle tonight. It has. I had all these questions about the tech side and it went out the window as soon as we started talking cars. Sorry.
We'll cover that in another adventure.
Can we ask
Just
it
attach
back,
it to
Uncle
your
Mark?
just attach it to your cable and pull it back in again.
Honest, what a giggle tonight's been. There's been a little bit of everything. Horse shit, BMW drivers, Stevie abuse. It's been fabulous. What? There's always a little bit of dillygaff abuse.
Well, picking the fat kid, why don't you?
Me? I am the fat kid. You're all trim and gorgeous, I must say. Congrats,
fucking
mate.
not.
Yes, you've...
No, man, you
Oh.
can't see me for the waist down. It's sponsored by Quick Fit. I've got that many spare tyres.
You kidding, mate? I've been following your Facebook posts and, you know, the whole lot of you.
That's somebody else's post. It's not mine. I just keep pinching them.
I'm just glad you've got boxer shorts on because you've got shiny scales, mate.
Skin, I'm a fucking fish.
What's he, a mermaid?
Aye. Hey, that's my new name, Betty Splash.
Splash.
That
Just
sounds
conjure
like a
up
whole
so
new
many
career.
images.
Oh,
German
Betty,
films.
hashtag Betty Splash. It's all like,
I've come to fix your fridge.
you talking about splash screens and all that. And I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. I thought it was something you went for a piss so you didn't pee up the wall or something.
Oh, no, there's an idea.
yeah.
Confusing me. We need to change the splash screen. What? I tried not to go.
And on that note,
Stop
Mark.
peeing on your shoes, Stephen.
Guys, thank you so much. Andy, it's been absolutely awesome having you on show, matey. I'm so glad you came on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Betty, BFG, as always, mate, it's just a cracking show with you guys. People in chat and spanners, thank you so much. People on the replay, thank you. And don't forget, as you're leaving, give us the old thumbs up. It always helps with the analytics and all that good stuff. So, yeah, if you could smash that thumbs up button, that would be fantastic. Right, going to wrap this one up from the guys and myself. Let's all wave and say good night. Bye.
Good night.
Outro.
Long, farewell, don't be so cruel. I knew I noticed you and I'm so
Oh, dear God.